Sure.
Consistency.
Yeah.
However, what it does is it gives you some really nice formats and some really nice summaries and insights that you probably wouldn't pick up on,
Right.
Which is really nice.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a great idea.
Like how often certain topics came up, or, you know, if in the comments, 15 different people mentioned the same thing, then you're
Yeah.
like, I don't say that.
Yeah.
The Sunday River Road.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Which, by the way, every time I go to turn onto 26 here at Bear River Road, I'm like, wait, especially when it's dark now,
There's
Yeah.
no
I'm
signage.
like, wait, where is the road?
I
And
definitely
then-
feel that way.
It's,
Yeah.
it's,
Absolutely.
Are the streetlights still there?
no, it's so dark.
There's no
And
streetlights
there's
there?
no, like, even if there was a
After the
reflector or something on
I
that
had
corner.
some
Yeah.
come right up and
And across the
I
road.
was trying
Right.
to turn with my blinker.
You're like, I'm just driving here.
Oh, it was awful.
There's the
I
new,
thought he was
there's the
gonna run me
26 with
over.
the arrow sign, but it's
Yeah.
like, you know, a
It's
couple
before.
hundred feet before
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
you
turn.
can.
And then, you know, the Bear River variety or whatever
Yeah.
that was, used to be a little bit more prominent.
Yeah, it used to be
then,
by the
so it
light,
was
but
kind of
not
that
lights.
like landmark, but now it's just
Oh, there used
pitch
to be a
black right
a
there.
streetlight at the bottom there, 'cause remember
Nothing.
somebody crashed on his skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, now
Yeah,
I
you
changed
did.
my answer, now
Okay.
that's the most dangerous.
I
Oh,
agree with you.
That's a very, that's a
That
very.
is
Yeah,
a
exactly.
very Jason.
Because I made the survey, but
Yeah.
I put the corner of Sunday River Road in
And I
26,
looked
which
at
is
him
not
and I
Newry.
said, you know how many people put in?
Oh.
I
I
was
need
like,
to
I put
change
that
my
too.
answer.
No, it
Yeah.
really is that intersection,
Yeah.
especially the way the trucks come through
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I do it every day. I
To me,
guess I
you know,
never
my whole
really-
life.
If you live here,
But,
you're.
yeah.
you're
I
fine.
just know where to
Yeah.
turn, I
I thought
guess.
the streetlight was in,
Yeah.
used to be a streetlight there.
And especially like today was a good example because it's
Yeah.
dark and raining.
It's
Yeah,
much
you
Yeah.
cross that bridge, you gotta turn.
Yeah, and there's no
Works.
snow
That's-
banks or anything to
Right, yeah.
light everything up. It's
Yeah.
just pitch black out there.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. I'll have to look, see if we're supposed to have a streetlight there. We used to have it.
There used to be
Oh, we
one,
had
it used to be on
There
the,
should
Yeah.
be a
on the
double
river side of the
blinker
road
or-
is where it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the
There's
other side,
nothing
yeah.
there right now.
Look at
I'll
that.
have to talk to, see.
I wonder if
my
anybody's
friend
paid,
Tasha.
do you guys impose traffic impact fees for new construction or anything?
No.
Okay. Had to pay one of
Not
those
yet.
once, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, anytime those are brought up, people are like, oh.
Yeah, and then
Impact fees.
they never installed the light that I was supposed to have been paying for,
Yeah.
Oh.
which was like salt in the wound.
Oh, that
Yeah.
it definitely is, yeah,
Yeah, that's-
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway,
Okay.
survey, I guess we'll review final results at the next meeting.
That sounds about right, and we can do that,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
So
if I had
after
to
the
get any
20th.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
compile everything and
Right.
and circulate it, and then we can discuss after.
sounds fabulous to me.
And then I guess we bounced around,
That's
but
okay.
to you, that's fine.
On
Yeah,
my thing.
I just put
Thank you.
Erica Epcot.
It's me, it's okay. So as you guys saw, I sent out what I had put together thus far for population and demographics, but my main question is always, how accurate were the numbers that you saw? Because especially for a town with a year-round population in the 400s, there are a lot of times where the census is not accurate. And if that's the case, I'd like to just point that out directly and say
Yeah.
the census reported this, but because of the population size, et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to put that out there first, that if you're going through this and you see a number and you're like, that totally doesn't even make sense for town at all, just tell me, and then we can kind of tweak the language to make it make sense a little bit more. I wanted to have this whole chapter finished with all the data in it, but the census is still down. I did meet with somebody from the State Data Center for Maine last week, and I was like, so what are we gonna be doing now that we don't have the census data available? So they have some alternate resources that they put together, and I'm gonna try to go through those ones and get what I can get.
Yeah.
But my thought for the next meeting was to have this one finalized and potentially a draft of the economy chapter,
Okay.
for you guys to go through, and then that way we can kind of just,
Heidi, would it be helpful to you to give a quick synopsis of like how we got to where we are right now?
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've read or not necessarily in depth, but I have
Right.
read this.
So we started, with Erica just sort of peripherally giving guidance on, how we were gonna rewrite the plan. And we were all gonna take sections of the plan and, do subcommittees and whatnot, but it just seemed like we really don't have enough people to be breaking up into
Right,
subcommittees.
and it seemed like it would take 10 years.
A
Yeah.
lot, right, there's
Yes.
a lot to it,
It does,
and then Erica and AvCog, this is what they do.
Yeah.
It's like they're pros at this, so she would be able to breeze through these things in a much more efficient way than we would.
And then we found out that the price was way less than
I guestimated.
Yeah,
Nice.
our
Yeah.
destination.
so we
were
able
super
to-
jazzed and we were like, hey,
Do it.
that's what we're gonna do.
Especially because we're so out of date, because it's 2005, right?
Right,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so a
so
lot's changed, a lot's happened.
Yeah.
I think it's great to go.
Yeah,
Yes.
Somebody that knows what they're doing.
well, cause
So-
after our first meeting, she's like, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, and this, and this.
And it's
and
like, I
this,
could tell you all,
30
but I
other
could just
things,
do
and
it.
we were all like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Let's
Like
do the
that's nice.
contract.
And then I
Yes.
was like, and how much are they gonna charge us to do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
here we are.
So we're bringing the local knowledge to Erica, and Erica's bringing the,
All the
structure.
resources.
yeah,
And
the
then-
data and.
Yeah.
You write it, we
state
review,
requirement.
and
Yeah.
That's really it, and for me too, like, obviously, there's gonna be certain things, like, I want to get more of a breakdown on like the two population groups in town and like what your guys' thoughts are, but like, so that's where you guys can fill in, is just telling me what's actually happening here on the ground. And then I kind of, prepare these ahead of the meeting, this one's different because the census is shut down from the federal, et cetera. But my plan will be that I complete it, get it over to you guys, so a week, maybe two before the meeting, so you can look at it, and then we talk about it at the meeting, and then we go on to the next one.
Perfect.
And then I'll just update it with whatever you guys say, and we'll just kind of keep it going.
Yeah, this is very similar to a process, my hometown, I was on the school committee for 7 years, but I was actually on the policy subcommittee. And so we
Okay.
hired a
Right,
professional to help
Yeah.
us write the policies and rewrite, and that manual is this big. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
totally am good with this process. And,
Yeah,
I'm professional,
Yes.
and this is gonna be easy compared to that, because that
Yes.
was really,
oh,
their manual is literally this
Yeah.
big. so-
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
This is more vision than it is policy.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
Yeah,
But Erica did give us like questions for our survey and we kinda,
yeah, no, that,
Tweaked
those
them all
questions are
and-
really good.
yeah.
yeah. The survey though, really truly, you guys, I gave you a starting point, and then we just refined it down to what makes sense, and
yeah.
that I will, your surveys, I've been raving about to everybody, because no one gets that amount of responses. Like I said, I've had Kingfields up for 2 months, and they just hit 81, and I was like, do I have to go up there with my car and have like a sign, like, do your complaint
But you know
survey?
why it was good? When you read this survey, it was questions that I really wanted to answer, and it made me
Good.
think.
Good.
So there were some things there that I was like, oh, and so when you get into a survey, then you're like, oh, here's my opinion on that, and like you
Yeah.
actually get,
Good,
you get jazzed about it, right? Because it has
Yeah.
good, solid questions, and then the way that it was laid out, you had opportunities for that input feedback, rather than
Mhm.
just yes, no, or whatever, so no, it was
Yeah.
very well done.
Right,
Yeah.
thanks for the feedback, it's
Yeah.
nice to
Cause,
hear.
yeah, because we kind of thought it might be too long.
Yeah.
You know, that was our big thing, we was
Yeah.
worried about it being lengthy.
No.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people do surveys and they say, oh my God.
Well, it's their
Quit halfway
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
No, they're
Yeah.
boring, that
Yeah.
one was a good one.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
good job.
And we would have changed things, once it got circulated a
Yeah,
little bit,
always.
we realized, oh, we should have reorganized this and changed this question a little bit and
Well, I
stuff
feel
modified,
like
but,
we always are.
but-
But the
Who
last
doesn't
question
do
allowed
that?
you to
Yeah.
do that, cause I think
Sure.
it was, the last question was like, what should we have asked you or something?
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
right,
that-
final comments and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
So anyway, okay, good, so you're caught up.
Mhm.
Here,
that's
this
what's
is how we got
happening.
And here we are.
And this is the first chapter that we're going through, so you really didn't miss much as far as the content goes.
Yeah.
Just us realizing we were super overwhelmed.
And I'm like, well, I can do it, and then it makes it easier for everybody,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
So,
So you wanted to get through the population section, and what was the other one?
economy. They're very much similar, as this is really just talking about the people, and then the other one's the elaboration of the money, you know what I mean? So, a lot of the stuff in here is so straightforward, it's what you would think it is, and it's kind of just the state's baseline requirements of population and demographics, your median age, your age cohort ranges, median income, and then like, you know, the different income brackets, things of that nature, so I had gotten a fair amount of it done, but then the census stopped working, so I couldn't get a few other pieces of information. The main thing that I am on now is trying to collect the amount of units that are provided by Sunday River. And the amount of Googling I've done over the last few weeks, I will say. So I tried to get together somewhat of a list of the units, and I kind of wanted to go through that one with you guys first, just because I have questions. It
Can
is.
Sunday River provide that to you? Are you working with them, or you?
I tried to reach out to get information from somebody, and they were like, do any of you have a point of contact at Sunday River that I could reach out to about getting data?
Probably.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you guys know of more people, so
Yeah, we do.
sometimes I think that will be where
I
the
think we
local
can.
knowledge comes in. They see me from out,
Yeah.
and they're like, why do you wanna know how many housing
Yeah.
units we have? And I'm like, it's just for the complaint, I promise.
If we tell them that, they'll, we can.
We can.
We can.
So I had sent a message like that, and it was like, well, it's all a little bit handled differently. I was like, I think I'm gonna ask the town to ask, and that might be a little bit. But I had gotten relative numbers of units for each one of those townhomes and condos they have. And just even going through that preliminarily to see how much, like, there are so many places for people to stay here, and it's gonna be revealing when we get every single one of those numbers. Why I wanna do that is so that we can get a rough population projection at a high. So if every one of those units, like people were in them, were at maximum capacity, how many people would that be?
They do know that, because, for weekends,
That's
I
right.
work at the mountain, so they actually
Uh-huh.
do projections, and they warn us, you know, well, they don't warn us, but they say like, we're at
We're at
full
max
capacity,
capacity.
we expect this many number of skiers this weekend. So
That's
they
what I
actually
need.
do
Okay.
do those
She's
numbers.
like, I need
Yeah.
that, please.
My brain, the
Yeah.
amount of,
They have to
Kinda crazy
prepare,
with
right, so
research.
they, so
Yeah.
they're really good about preparing staff and, staffing and.
yeah. In my mind, I'm like, there's this data somewhere, but I'm just not finding it in, because I don't think it's, you know, they don't put it out
Yeah.
there for, hey, everybody, this is our maximum capacity, you know?
Yeah.
But, I
Yeah,
think,
they used to share their hotel capacities with the restaurants and stuff, just so they can be prepared, but now they don't. Insider information.
oh, that's hard. Okay, yeah, but that'll be good.
Heidi, do you know who that information comes down from?
Some type of leadership, I mean, you know, they may or may not wanna share it,
Right.
They'll share.
but I
It's
think that they
just-
can give us some
Yeah.
better
We'll get it.
numbers that are more succinct. They don't have to give us massive details.
No,
Just
No,
some,
just
yeah,
an
just,
idea.
yeah,
yeah,
and more than just like what's on the website, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I just want a
They
little
could
bit
be like-
further.
Our maximum capacity weekend, we have these numbers, our typical
Yeah.
was these
That would be
numbers.
Yeah.
perfect,
Great.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will come into,
We're helping them as well, right, like,
right.
That's
Yes.
true,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
this is
seriously.
a partnership with them, because
Right.
when they give us that type of information, we can make sure that the plan includes
Yes,
Accurate,
accommodations and,
yeah,
Well, right, because this
Planning
plan
for
is gonna
them.
affect them
yeah,
as well, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it would be in
No,
everyone's
it's-
best interest to be helpful.
yeah, that's exactly, yeah. All right, cool, so that's definitely a good point, but I just got distracted on that because I was excited about it. So, I don't know, do you guys wanna go through it from the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
that's
I-
the special
Yeah.
plan,
Because
right?
Greta and I were busy.
Yeah.
Good. Did you read that yet?
we scanned it, and
That's fine.
I got hung up on the poverty level.
Me too.
But see, all of this stuff comes from main housing and the census, which is why I'm like,
Okay.
I put it in there, but I'm like, tell me what actually happens in your town, because it's
Right.
never
Well,
accurate,
I
you
found
know?
it hard, I don't know, maybe, but I found it hard to believe that it said 54 families or something, or,
Yeah,
I thought it was a
Below
all
little,
families
Poverty
below
level?
poverty level, says 54.
that just
Yeah.
seems very
especially when you
high.
have a population of like 400, it seemed high to me
Yeah.
too.
I mean, I could,
So I don't know if there's a better way we wanna show that than,
yeah.
it might not be preferable to use that number. So if there might be a better way for us to find it, like if I could do there's another thing they have through main housing that bases it off of like median income and what sort of housing is affordable to like, those earning the median income, so maybe I could kind of work with that number to show
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
a lot of people are behind, but not to have, there are 50 households that are under
right,
the poverty.
and how does
Yeah.
somebody that has, wealth but no income apply to that equation? Are
That's
they one
hard.
of those? So if somebody has
Yeah.
money, they don't work, and they don't have an income, it's gonna show them at a very low income.
Right.
Well, then I
that
would
they might be one of the
assume
people
that
that-
is where they got such a high number.
That's what I would think,
Cause
yeah.
I'm just like, I
A
find,
lot of people retire here.
Well,
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
mind, that was
Yeah.
my first thought, I was like, oh, that's just from retirees, but it's just the way that
Yeah.
it came across, like, I was like, I don't want that to be the focus of the
Yeah.
chapter when I
Yeah.
don't think that's a
That's the
big
first
thing.
thing not the first
We
thing,
did
but
though.
we both
We
went,
went-
whoa.
No, I sat there and looked
Yeah.
at it and I was like, this feels like,
it
I
didn't
don't
seem
like,
accurate.
it
It
seems
didn't seem
a lot,
accurate.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's, and if you were reading, you'd be like, whoa, there's so many people below the poverty
Well,
line,
and
and
then
you
I
don't
think
really
I
wanna.
have more general assistance.
Right, that's
and
what I
that
thought.
type of stuff.
We
Yeah.
don't have people coming in to ask about programs or,
Right.
Yeah, exactly, it's,
that's where it was
It's
like,
Yeah.
a few, but it's not.
not,
no,
right.
and that's why, for me, I'm always like, please, if there's ones that are blatantly like, that's, tell me so we can use a different figure, that's not gonna make it seem one way or the other, you know?
Okay, that's.
What is the dollar amount that equals poverty line?
It's a metric, so that's the other thing, we'll have to put that in there. They set it based off of the county's median income, I'm fairly certain,
Okay,
so that's another thing.
right.
I just think it's the way that figure is showing the town is not really accurate, that I'd rather focus on median income and show how the people earning the median income can't buy a house here. I think that's
Right.
more productive than saying,
Okay,
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
50 below the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the statistics in here, like, are they all really helpful? Like, do you have to include them all? Because some of them I didn't find helpful because they seem to contradict each other, right? Like,
I totally get that, and it annoys me, because
Yeah.
some of them are required that I have to say, okay, let me put this in here, but this other census data is a little bit different than that.
okay.
Which ones do you think in particular are like the least helpful? Cause I know which ones are typically required.
Well, I scanned it all and then I was like, oh, this again, and like, it's just like a slightly different way, so I was like.
No, that's fine, because for me too, I get on my path of doing it, and I'm like, so usually I'm like, delete stuff that is too much, because
Okay.
I also don't wanna have like an 8,000 page document
No,
that
I
no one's
think
gonna
that
read.
some of it
right.
could probably go.
Yeah.
To me, it's just too much like data that doesn't seem helpful because it doesn't exactly align up. Like, what are we trying to say, right?
Mm-hmm,
I think if we know what message we're trying to deliver with the information, then we would know what type of data to include. But if we're
Sure.
just including data to include data, then that's not helpful, right? A comprehensive plan is supposed to help, so.
But some of it's required.
Right, and so we can work through that, but I just feel like maybe we should skim it down if we can.
I'm absolutely on board with that. I tend to, like I said, I tend to go for more statistics and then we cut it down, but,
Okay,
you know, just a starting point.
Yeah.
And some of it, again, comes from the comprehensive plan, so there is, you know, guidance on it. It's not like I just decided, yeah, I'm gonna put these data points in here. It all does come from the State's Growth Management Act, so I usually base off of there and then go down. This chapter in particular doesn't have very many requirements as far as the state goes. They just provide you with the data package with the notion of you should include items like these. So obviously, we will cut down on plenty of them according to however you guys feel.
was this the part, maybe it was in the regular comprehensive plan about the number of students? Are you getting that, where are you getting that information?
I haven't gotten that yet.
Okay, that's in the
Yeah.
regular plan.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, and here we just have the education level, not completed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that one usually ends up coming in within the public facilities and services section because the school is, you know, usually that one comes in during that section. And that's another hard part of it, is trying to decide, so clearly most of the chapters within the plan have some form of overlap. So it's as we're going through, kind of trying to decide, okay, are we gonna focus on putting our income figures in here, in the population and demographics, or do we wanna focus on having it in economy a little more? Say like housing, median income's gonna be in your population and demographics, but it does also play a big factor in the housing. So there are some where there'll be a little bit of, you know, somewhat of a repeat of information, but I try to keep it refined as much as I can. Yeah, so any questions, any ones that you're like, this isn't that great? Again, you just tell me and I'll check them off. I go for more rather than less, and then we just cut it down, same thing like I did with the survey.
Something that jumped out at me, but.
Thanks.
We both went,
What?
No, and that's always, there's always at least one, if not two, and I'm gonna tell you now, the income one is always wild.
Yeah.
Like Jay was like,
Yeah.
this is not true at all for our town. Their population data was like 50 people off on the census too, that was like, it felt like not, so I decided to throw those out the window and just use all the town figures for what they had.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the 24, this is 24 census, right, table 1,
yeah,
429, which is,
yeah,
well, because at one point it was 420,
yeah,
yeah, so that's.
probably is.
okay, cool. I wondered that one, what your thoughts were on the population. And what's funny too is, so later on in the chapter, obviously, you know, there's these just regular, the population trends over the last 20 years, but then they have the population projections from the main state economists.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
I am always interested in them because it'll move like 2, maybe 5, like sometimes it'll be like 10 people more, but then 10 people less. So
Yeah.
they have them up until 2047, but the state economist recommends doing until 2032, just because 2047 is not gonna be as accurate as it could be.
Right.
But it seemed like ours jumped a lot compared to the other towns.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
like a lot, there
yeah,
were quite a few that were in the negative.
I
and
know.
Ours
Yeah.
jumped, so that seemed,
I was
Interesting.
interested in that, for sure. I guess just given the work that I've been doing in the surrounding area, it makes sense to me, just given what I've been kind of dealing with in those areas. But I mean, it clearly, this showed me that this is definitely a preferable area for people in the general area, so to show that you have so many abutting towns that are losing population, but
but even Bethel's did go up
no,
too much.
that
So
was
I thought
crazy
that
to
was
me.
kind of
But I think what's happening is the population, there's housing versus condos, and
Right.
so people with the pandemic are choosing to move into their houses
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
They're not gonna move into a condo necessarily as a
Right.
permanent residence,
Mhm.
but I
We
think
did
that
see a
that's-
lot through the pandemic, I was
We
in
did.
Bethel then, and they
I
kept,
wondered,
we moved up here because,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
and I think
now,
that that's still happening as people retire, right,
Yeah.
so that they're actually making the choice to transition.
but some of them have
I wanted
left
to ask
already.
that, like
Yes,
the
they did.
retiree population. I would think a lot of people like have a place up here down there, and they're like, now I'm going and living there full time, is that,
And those are things like, you know, hiking, biking, the outdoor
Yeah.
recreation, golfing, like all the things that
That
retirees
people wanna do
do.
when they have more time.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all here, yeah,
Yeah.
let's go
Yeah.
for a hike
Beautiful
and do,
and-
yeah.
Until they get sick and need healthcare, and then we do not. We don't
Right.
have
That,
That is,
yes, that was something
And
that
that's
jumped
what we
out to
should write
me.
into the comprehensive plan.
Yes,
because I,
It's great
all
if you're
about-
a healthy retiree. If
Yeah.
you're
Right.
an unhealthy retiree.
well, because we know people that have said, you know, they own a house in Massachusetts, they don't give it up yet because of their health.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
they're
if they-
gonna need to be closer to
They're
the
gonna need to be closer to the
services.
services.
it's
So,
so,
yeah.
that I have to say is a big thing for me, just in writing comp plans in general, is figuring out the aging in place.
Yeah.
People should be able to live where they're living and be able to get that, we need to find some way to get people
But
out
some of
there.
them,
No,
they don't wanna be with 30 miles from everything, or I always say 100 miles, because it's always been the joke, we're 100 miles from everything.
Yeah.
But we're 30 miles from the hospital,
Yeah,
plain and simple.
yeah,
But we grew up that way, so it's not new to us.
yeah,
Right,
But some of these people that move here, they're like, what?
yeah,
yeah.
And they're pissed because they gotta wait for that ambulance
Because you
to
can't
come,
get to
because-
Target in 5
Yeah,
minutes.
so it's like, dude,
no, you're
but you
right,
came up here to for a reason.
You came up here because it's quiet,
But, yeah,
because there's outside stuff, because you're not in the middle of the city.
You make that
You
trade-off.
don't get
Right.
to have both
And,
worlds.
yes,
You can't, and
It-
we're
it's-
not gonna get a hospital closer than
No.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Never gonna
No.
do this. We'll be lucky to keep a hospital
Yeah.
within
well,
30
we had
minutes.
somebody
So,
recommend that we get the fire department to have EMTs, first responders. It's like, we can't even get people to join the fire department.
Right,
yeah,
How are you gonna get the, you know, it'd be great idea,
It's great.
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it, but,
but we're working with 465 residents.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a lot, a huge pool
no.
Yeah.
No.
to choose from, and it's aging, it's an
Yeah.
aging population.
Yeah.
yeah,
And we do have the little clinic at the mountain, but that actually might be closing, is what I heard.
Right, I
Yeah,
heard that.
so, it's run by, you know, Stevens Memorial.
Well, it
but
used to be, Pace
it's
was
not-
up there
Not profitable, so.
back in the day. They had somebody there 24/7 during ski season.
Right,
Pace was there.
yeah.
Not 24/7, but during, while the
When
schoolway
they're
was
open.
open.
9-4.
9 to 4, yeah, and there was an ambulance that was sitting there.
Yep.
And I remember we had meetings with Medcare and Pace and Sunday River, and it was always, they kept Pace up there.
Yeah.
And now Pace isn't up there all day.
They're
They
not-
don't sit there,
No,
no,
I
they
thought
do not
I
sit there.
thought they were still
The
always
last
there.
few winters, no, they're not there.
So was
So-
Sunday River paying them to sit there?
They, I
Hmm.
think, they had a, yeah, to a point, they had a contract thing with, if you were a doctor or surgeon or whatever,
Yeah.
you would get, I assume it was a free season's pass, and you could ski, and you had to spend so many hours at the
At the
350, yeah.
Yeah.
that is
So-
really interesting.
Yeah, it was quite a thing, and them doing away with it, I think, is not good.
No,
No.
and, but the clinic up there is helpful even for locals. because You
Yeah.
can go in, if you need an x-ray for something, you can go get a quick x-ray, or you
Which
can go,
is, yeah,
you
I didn't
know,
know you could do that.
have your scratchy throat checked out. Yeah, you have to pay in cash,
Right.
and then be
Yeah,
reimbursed by your insurance or
yeah.
whatever, but,
but hey, yeah.
at least it's there.
There,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
It's local,
yeah.
it
And they have a lot of
is,
people
you
there.
know, what we're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having that local access, and it's sort of like a micro
Yeah.
service of, you know, but,
Yeah.
I hope they find a way to keep it, because I think it does serve a purpose.
Yeah,
Agreed.
no, and that's great to know, because these are things that we can add in to make a highlight of how important that is for the town, and using the data, showing that we're aging, that's only gonna be more needed, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it is nice, because having the data then supports these things that we're saying, that we now have, okay, not only are we talking about, you know, we need more services for elderly, well, because of the fact that the ages, you know, median age is going up and access to services is decreasing, so it is nice because you can really pull the pieces from each area to make the argument as to why you really need those sort of things.
Yeah. At some point with this, do you pull in, pull different entities into the conversation, like Stevens Memorial and Sunday River and,
The more
And the
that we
municipality.
have the big players involved, the better.
yeah.
And I think a good instance of that is having more than one public engagement session.
Okay.
We have one that we have everybody from town come give your opinion, but I do think it's nice to have one that's a little bit more focused on stakeholders, big business owners in the community. So that way you can kind of talk a little bit more about some of that higher level stuff, and
Yeah.
obviously you're not gonna accomplish, you know, solve the problem in one day, but to have those preliminary conversations and be able to say, you know, we've sat down once and we talked through some of these pieces, these are other items we might want to investigate, working with X, you know,
Right.
to provide for the town.
Yeah.
But I do think that they need to be brought into that conversation,
Yeah.
because like you said, it's Sunday River, you could, the comp plan, they're both gonna go back and forth, so to be able to have like a candid, open conversation that we're making, you know, real kind of thoughts about the future, I think they would probably appreciate that as well,
Yeah.
you
Have
know?
we considered having a representative from Sunday on this group committee?
We didn't specifically say that way, no.
That's a good idea.
We try to get, well, yeah or no.
I was like,
Because didn't we decide it was town residents, right?
Well, we
Yeah,
wanted,
that's
we wanted
true.
residents,
Same
and,
thing.
yeah,
Is anyone, well, there must be people that work there that are residents, right?
yeah, but that don't want to be on a committee. They don't like to be, on you know, people don't want to commit their time.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
even
big
though, I do kind of agree that because they're such a large component of Newry and what's happening.
Well, I'll tell you on the other side of that, it's
development,
great and wonderful, but some people will say that we're doing this for
For
Sunday
Sunday
River.
River.
If we have a Sunday River employee on here, they're gonna think that we're doing this all for Sunday River.
Well, in fact,
We're
the
trying to do-
really opposite is maybe there's a partnership again.
Exactly.
That they help us do things
Right.
Yeah.
for the
Like,
residents
Yeah.
here.
Like,
Yeah,
Well, right,
That's
and that's something
Yeah.
that a small group understands, but if you get it out in the public, as somebody who's lived here 30
You've
years,
seen it.
yeah.
I know, well, I was gone for 9.5.
That's,
So,
She's 29.
yeah, so, I mean, I know how a lot of the lifelong people think.
yeah,
And I'm gonna use my dad as an example. He hates Sunday River, he hates the skiers,
oh, I bet.
he hates all of
I
it.
bet.
Okay, when I was a kid, he wouldn't even drive me over there to drop me off to go skiing. Wasn't happening,
No,
not doing it.
you don't
Okay.
go there.
yeah.
Still doesn't go over there.
No.
Wants absolutely
I
nothing
always
to do
do.
with it. But he's somebody who's lived here the majority of his life.
Yeah.
He likes the way things are on this side of town,
Has no reason to go with it.
and it's,
Well, the reality
has.
is that you can have a partnership
Well, right.
that works
Yes.
for
oh
you.
no, I totally
right?
agree.
Well, Les
There are
Odd used,
benefits that can
Yeah,
help the town.
way
I
back
absolutely
when Sunday River
agree.
started, Les Odd owned it, he came to our house to talk to Scott.
I love that, that's really fun.
Didn't do any good, but he did. I mean, that's what he did. You know, he tried to engage with
I mean,
the locals and
I mean, I
stuff.
don't-
we're
I don't-
missing out on an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want them,
Yeah.
but they didn't, they knew that we were looking for people, the residents knew that we were looking for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
I
Well,
still-
I do
Well-
have meetings
Yeah.
scheduled for the public engagement.
Not yet.
Not
No.
yet, we haven't
No.
got that far yet.
Yeah.
So once we do, then maybe making sure that there's a representative,
Oh,
not
yeah.
just like a local person representative,
No,
but
no, no,
somebody
like-
who's
yeah.
a decision
Yeah,
maker
the business, yeah.
at Boyne
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
be present,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that they
Oh, yeah.
can say,
Brooks has something
So they
to say as
can-
well.
thank you.
Yeah,
understand
well,
what the
you have
needs
to
are.
remember in the past that most of the planning board was Sunday River employees.
Okay.
So that's where the
The issues
sourness came
yeah.
from.
Yeah.
Because it became,
Definitely some of it, yeah.
Huh?
yeah.
Definitely some of it,
This
yeah.
is stuff that's good for me to hear though, because I
Yeah.
don't, like, I need to know the inside
Yeah.
now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So even having these meetings, we're just going through population and demographics, which is honestly the most boring and least, you know,
Yeah.
insightful chapter. And we're already getting this, we're in good shape, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
But, yeah,
just having these conversations, which is why it's helpful to go through this
But
training.
my other question is, and I don't know, is there
Yeah.
anybody that works at Sunday River that is in a higher up position to kind of make those decisions? Or
That's
have
good.
those conversations at
Yeah.
the mountain that is a resident of Newry?
That's good.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a bunch of people over there that work,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, a bunch of Newry residents that work at the mountain, but, I mean,
and they speak for Sunday.
right, I mean, can
Right.
we have like somebody over there and they're like, oh yeah, I work there, let's be on the committee, well, they're a server 2 days a week so they can get a free pass. It's not gonna have the
No,
same
totally
effect
different.
as if
Yeah. No.
is somebody in the upper
Right.
management
Yeah,
sort of
Yeah.
tier, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
So,
mean,
yeah,
you know, the one that comes to mind off my top of my head is Meredith, because she's on the planning board, but that woman is on school boards,
I was
on
gonna say,
everything
I
else,
bet
she's
she-
on everything.
yeah.
But
And
we,
she's
there used to
higher
be
up there.
people over there, you know, she's got something to do with the condos and timeshares and all that stuff. I don't know what her title is off the
I
top of my
think
head,
she's
but,
VP of
um,
lodging or something.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. And we used to have
Interesting.
Jim Largess was,
food and beverage director.
food and beverage director, he was on the select board for a long
That's,
time.
that's nice. But, yeah,
So
Okay,
there used to be
so
people
let's-
that wanted to be involved,
Yeah.
and I think they had a little push or shove from Sunday River. I
yeah,
mean, I don't know that, I
Yeah.
mean, Jim was awesome, I loved Jim.
Yeah.
And, like Joe was on planning board for years, he was the chair, and when
Yeah.
I took over or when Sylvia Gray, when I was deputy clerk, and Sylvia took off on vacations or whatever, if I had a question, I always asked Joe,
Yeah.
yeah.
over my select board, cause, you
Bit,
know,
It's in Boyne's interest to have
Oh, yeah.
involvement here.
and they will, because Dana's very easy to talk to, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's not an issue
Yeah, okay.
at all.
I'm happy
So
that
if
we're
this hasn't
making
really
this
happened in 15 years, we should
Yes,
definitely
yeah.
sell this to the community as an opportunity so that we can leverage
Yeah.
the
That's true.
best of what Sunday River could bring for the
Right.
town,
Yeah.
right?
Right, that, not that
Their
they're a,
impact to the town,
like, some people think they're a, oh, what's the word I want?
a taker? Are you talking about?
Yeah, I think so,
Well,
yeah,
no,
but they're not.
They,
No,
they
no,
can-
we know that,
We can
but-
give them the opportunity
Yeah.
to give,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And this might be a good, especially
Yeah.
good opportunity with us having these public engagement sessions and
Yes.
talking to people to say, they
yeah,
should be involved in the
Yes.
planning, but they should be helping you. You know what I
Right,
mean?
Yeah.
it's 20 years.
Yep.
It's 20 years between the last one and this
Right.
one,
Yeah.
so this is a missed opportunity if we don't take it to partnership
yeah.
in a really, meaningful way. that
Yeah.
They should contribute to. the
And that's why I was like,
people.
I'm gonna email them, and I didn't get that good of a reaction, I was like, but I wanted to work with them, so that's why I was like, all right, I need to ask you
Sometimes you
guys.
just gotta ask the right people.
Yeah.
I'm not the right one in this, isn't it? That's the right one. You two, I'm like, oh, if you know him, I don't know anybody in here, so they'd be like, go away.
Yeah.
We'll go pull food.
We don't,
Change.
we know. I was trying to think who was on the committee last time, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, because you gotta, usually they end up on it again.
I know.
I have somebody at one time that's been on 3 comp plan committees.
Well, I'm on my, Brooks, are we on our third?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, there's always somebody on the third, and it makes me happy.
Well,
I
and the
mean,
last one,
yeah.
Outward Bound was gonna be
Yeah.
a big player in.
Well, and then they've gone,
You know?
yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
and, I don't know if they grew and developed to the extent that maybe at the time the comp plan thought that they were going to.
no, I don't
I
think
don't
they ended
think
up
so.
doing that, but it was
So-
amazing how big they were back
Yeah,
then.
Yeah, that was a really
That was
big
a big-
thing.
yeah.
That was a big thing,
So it's interesting how things
Yeah, how they
quickly
evolved,
change,
yeah, yeah.
how quickly it changes.
Alright.
Any more questions on anything within here? Again, so how about for next meeting, would you guys mind going through it? And if there's ones that you think don't need to be in there, just put a circle on it and say, this one could come out. Then that way we can kind of go through to refine some of it by the time I have all the data at the next meeting, so we can,
Yep.
bring it back a little bit.
When the government opens back up, will that website just turn back on, or like what's?
What I've heard is that it's supposed to,
Mhm.
but I think everybody's kind of like, not exactly sure. I think though the state's being really good about the fact that they know we all still want to, we need the data to do a lot of the work, so they're like finding workarounds that they can provide us with the information that we need to get, because that's on.
The radio told me today, they were working on it, it should be.
That's what I heard too.
Soon, so.
It was funny, cause it was like, right when I was trying to finish this, I remember telling you guys, and I swear it was like every day after that I kept logging out, maybe it's on, maybe it's on. By the 5th day, I was like, I think I just need to wait, and they'll say when it's back, but,
But she keeps trying, I know she
Yeah.
does.
you know I do. I
The problem is that a lot of the public websites were taken down versus a lot of them were left up. Like, they don't have to take them down.
Yeah,
There was no reason. They just run on computers, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's not a person
There's
out
no,
there
somebody
doing
that's like,
it.
okay,
No
answer
one's
Erica's
paying them
request.
Essential personnel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was alive, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of weird, their, the pain factor came in.
I think they just do it to make our lives difficult,
And like,
so they can
I'm
get
just
what
gonna
they
wait.
want. in there.
Yeah, but waiting.
So
But it's
it
hard.
should come back.
that's where I'm
That's what I'm
at,
saying.
Yeah.
and then when it does, I'm gonna download every data for everybody, so I don't have to rely on the internet anymore, cause I'm like, you're gonna take it away again, I know you are.
Yeah, they always do.
She's just gonna be like Newry.
That's, yes, that is exactly, and believe me, I
Yeah.
did that in 2022, which is why I had the median age, I'm like, I guess I did this 2 years ago, I forgot about it, so I did have the figures from 2022. But that's one of the ones, why the state economist doesn't have median age by town, I don't know.
Hmm.
You would think that would be like one of
Yeah.
the,
I know when we had that group that I was in Bethel, when we went to the Bethel and through the chamber and all that stuff, whatever that committee was, can't remember. There were so many people from the state, different state sections that had all this information.
yeah, yeah.
I should have my notes
Information's
somewhere.
only good if you can do something with it.
Right,
Right.
yeah,
Like,
but they,
you know,
yeah,
we need to make it so that we
Yeah.
can do something. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's useful in that
it's setting the stage,
yes,
yeah,
that we're doing proactive work with that information.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, two of the big pieces within it is that the age is trending towards getting older, so you're
Yeah.
gonna need to accommodate for more of those services. And
Even if it's just regular healthcare. Regular,
exactly,
like, primary care physicians in the local
all of
area.
it, yeah. So I feel like, you know, this one is really just setting the stage for getting into the rest of it, you know, baseline, okay, we're getting a little bit older here, prices are starting to price out people that live here, probably have been doing that for a little while now, but it's only getting worse. So kind of setting the stage for this, that when we get into housing, well, you know, clearly we've already had pressures on housing resources. But then on top of it, you know, we've had a lot of development, that might affect our groundwater, so all of it kind of lends itself to each other once you start going through it, that this one, like, honestly, it is kind of like, this is the town's median age, and it feels very like surface level, which is why it's not really my favorite. But then once you get into the other ones, like natural resources, water resources, you really, you got the information, so.
Yeah.
I'm happy, again, though, to cut this one back, so it's not too long.
It will be interesting to get that data
Yeah.
to see, you know, it's interesting to me that, you know, the Newry median age is so much older than Maine. It's 10 years older, so
Yeah.
is this becoming a retirement population and based on the price of housing here, maybe that is the trend, because young people, there's no buy-in for anybody young to get into being able to buy property
Yeah.
in Newry. So then we're looking at retirement communities / day visitors, you know, like, you know, renters and day visitors, and so the
Mhm.
the resident population will be a retiree population, which totally changes what the
Goals of the
need,
town.
the goals and the needs and all that.
Absolutely, yeah,
Story.
yeah.
Are we sending kids to school 10 years from now or not? You
Yeah,
know?
and to me, that in itself, huge on the town, because again, what are we doing school-wise? How are we accommodating for the, you know, people who need more services in the area? So,
Yeah.
although it seems, you know, whatever, it does kind of start off for everything else to say, okay, this is what our people look like, this is what we're really going to need based
Yeah.
off of that data.
So you're saying if we set, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I know,
You're
like,
saying about kids, you know, 10 years from now, we're gonna be having kids. 10 years from now, we're gonna belong to that district, whether we have the kids or not, we're still gonna pay.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
that's true.
yep, schools
So
have
that's
to stay
another-
open, whether we have a student
Exactly,
or not.
exactly.
right.
We have
So
minimal.
we'll send
And
our
we have
5
27
million
kids
for-
right now, in
Right.
SAD 44, I don't know how many we got at least one at
At
Gould.
least one in Gould.
Because I know he's a senior this year.
Wow, 27?
That's what we
And
have
we
for kids.
pay
School age kids.
way over $4 million.
And they, I have so many questions.
I know.
But
It's
that
like
was another
the-
whole,
That's the
that's
state
It's like the
legislature.
Hotel California, you
Yeah.
check in with your
Right.
hand.
Maybe we should have a lawyer to advocate for that.
Well,
That's been a big
everybody's
challenge.
school.
It's been a huge
Yeah,
challenge.
We don't even wanna open that can of worms.
Everybody,
We
yeah.
don't want to.
because, well, I read the paper last week, there's 3 schools up north that are in a district, and 3 of them are trying to pull out. What are you gonna have left? I mean, like Andover pulled out of SAD 44, but it didn't save them anything.
Yeah,
No.
that's Kingfield's, that whole
Yes,
area.
Phillips, yeah, all them, yes,
Kingfield,
yes.
Avon, and Phillips, yes.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I read, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
The biggest thing I've heard, so we added questions about their education to their survey because they were trying to decide if they're gonna pull out of the school. The biggest thing that I heard was that people want there to be a local elementary school, but high school they're not worried about. It's the young kids going on the bus for a long time that seems
Yeah.
to make people.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's hard.
And that was a big thing here, because I
Yeah, I get
remember
that.
when I was in school, the Andover kids got on the bus at 6 AM.
Yeah.
I mean, they were on the bus for an hour.
Yeah.
To go to
That,
Telstar.
and
Yeah.
thinking of like a little 8-year-old kid, you're like, that sucks, you know?
Yes, well, I
It
mean,
does.
look at how, Amy, like this year, when we thought Elliot was gonna be getting on the bus,
He was supposed to get on the bus at 6:20.
and she was here, and, you know,
I live right around the corner, so it's
Yeah,
like,
so it's like-
oh my gosh, I was like, superintendent, what are we doing about this?
And you're like,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
well, she's on
He's
the
like-
school board, too.
I'm on school board.
You got it.
Well, this
Yeah.
is 10
But,
years from
yeah.
now.
And now he gets on the bus at
education's gonna be
7 o'clock.
Yeah,
You know, we're
So
gonna
it's
be, there's already AI models like coming
drive
forward
it.
with education, so this is all, 10 years from now, it's gonna look way different.
so do we have to put AI into this too, because I don't understand jack about AI, and it's coming into everything that I do here,
Yeah,
and it's like, you go to the doctors, can we use the AI when we do this, and I said, I don't care. But then I read in today's paper that some lady had the cops called on her because she didn't want them using AI on hers.
Oh, interesting,
So how is this gonna affect everything?
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole population of children who don't know how to speak to another human.
Yeah.
Because
They don't know how to write.
they already can't write, they already
Yeah.
can't spell, they have atrocious handwriting, and they're terrified to look you in
Well,
the
I would say
eyes.
Yes.
interpersonal skills.
Yeah.
is-
Yes, they,
Yeah.
they don't have
Since
it.
COVID, it's gotten
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
We have kids coming in, I had a granddaughter that came in here, write the check.
she didn't know how to write a check.
Shouldn't have
I'm
had a
not a
check.
gold graduate, I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We showed them
A
how,
check.
but I had
Well, at
another,
least you showed them how.
well, and we had
No,
another
we
kid.
did.
School might not teach you, but the town will.
Yeah, well, we had another kid come in, I said, Bruce, let him write the check. Well, his handwriting was worse than his father's, so Laura had to write the
But
check.
the
But
younger generation of people are never gonna have to write a check.
we don't know that, but why do, I don't want everything to go on digitally, because I
Whether you
see
want
it,
it or not.
but I see, I had my credit card
digital
last week and I
You
didn't
get
use
charged
it.
2.75%
it's
in the
not-
county if you don't write a
It's
check.
Yeah,
digital
even if
payment
it's a
systems
debit
are
card,
just going to
Because
take over.
And I don't
municipalities
think
are the
that's
only
cool.
ones
Yeah.
that can
I don't, personally, I don't.
I
pass
hear
it
you.
on to the.
But
We're gonna have a whole generation of kids who
You can't.
can't read the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be able to read their grandmother's letters that they wrote to their grandfathers
Cursive,
in
yeah.
cursive.
Yeah,
You know, I work at a restaurant in town, and there are a few kids there, I'm like, I'm gonna say this as nice as possible, you are not allowed to write on the specials board,
Yeah, you got,
because that looks like a kindergartner's.
Yeah,
And they're like, but I tried really hard,
okay.
but you suck,
Whether we like it or not,
but you suck.
things are gonna be very different 10 years from now.
they
than
are
they
gonna be
right
different,
now.
I
Yes.
get that, but they don't have to be that drastic.
No, but as
Because
far
look,
as the
how's it
comprehensive
changed since we
plan
were kids?
is involved, we wanna
Yeah.
make sure that we acknowledge these changes, and when we talk
That
about the number
might
of kids
happen.
here that may or may not be going to
Right.
school, the brick and mortar school
Yeah.
might not even be a thing anymore.
I
you
hope I'm
know?
not around to
It-
see that.
Right, but we have to be open to the idea
Yeah.
that things are
Yeah.
drastically changing when it comes to education.
yeah,
And maybe it's gonna get better, because the AI models will meet kids where they are and take them further than they're, because kids are floundering right now, right? Because they
Oh,
don't-
hard,
they-
yes.
yeah.
We don't even know the future for public schools with a voucher system that could possibly
Right,
come.
so-
Right.
We'll have to
Yeah.
Things are, I just think education is
The
one of the
flexibility,
things that's
yeah.
going to most drastically change in this next 10 to 15 years.
Agree.
And you will.
It's gonna be great.
Listen, I'm just trying to get my kids revised.
Okay.
Thank God I got mine through. But, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that the action items are, you're gonna contact Sunday River to find out who we
Yeah.
can get for some numbers to fill in some of the blanks here.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then,
because that would
And
be
maybe a
super interesting
representative
to
that would
see.
wanna
Oh,
come
I think
to
that that's
the
kind of our
meeting.
missing piece.
Well, that's-
Yeah.
Like,
It
when I
is,
look at all
yeah.
these numbers,
But nobody
that's
jumped
like,
out the last time.
Yeah, who's
Yeah.
Dana?
Dana
and
Malone.
that's why I was like, I started
Yeah.
getting there, but I don't
Yeah.
have,
Well, he's not.
Yeah.
GM
I needed
anymore. I don't know what his
the-
title is.
Does he
The
live around
inside.
here, or does he
Yeah.
just come into
Yes.
town?
No, he lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he live here before he took that position?
No,
So he moved
Came from
in.
another. Seaway.
but he's
But
been
he's been
here
here
for
for a-
20
yeah,
years.
it's been for a long
Long
time.
time, yeah.
So he was with like American Ski Company before?
Not American
I don't
Ski.
think American Ski
I don't think
Company,
that
I think he was
far
a Boeing,
Yeah, he's been.
a Boeing,
Okay, since.
Somewhere
then.
else.
Okay,
Was he
so
Vermont? I
since the
can't
beginning of
remember. Yeah,
Boeing.
he's been around,
Okay.
yeah.
his wife is a teacher.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
teacher at Section.
She wrote the Eddie the Eddie books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, one of my questions would be, can we know like maybe what sections we're missing from here that we would be including? Like, when the existing comprehensive plan, are there other sections that you're recommending that we incorporate?
oh, I'm gonna rewrite the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I just meant like titles, like headers, like, you know, satellite connectivity, maybe.
Well, that's a
even-
good idea, yeah.
So I'm talking
yeah,
about-
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Though there's probably modern things that have happened in 20 years,
Yeah.
that might be a specific section on technology upgrades for infrastructure in the
Well, we
town.
did talk about like solar, wind sort of things, right? We
In
were
the
gonna-
survey,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think we were gonna,
But we didn't talk about technology really.
Not
like
really
data.
technology,
So
yeah.
that's why I'm saying, is there gonna be a
Yeah.
section, I'm asking you, like, I know we're rewriting it, are there sections that are blatantly missing from an example comprehensive plan that's been modernized in the last 5 years that we would end up including in ours? And I'm thinking that technology might be one of
A
those.
technology,
You think way
climate
ahead.
change.
I know.
Heidi, we're just doing one chapter at a time.
It's all we can.
I wish I could think like that, but I don't have time.
Well,
Maybe
no,
because I
I
don't
thought
make
we were
time.
kind of,
No, no,
we
no.
can't really do too much more until you finish this part.
Right.
So I'm just
Yeah,
thinking.
no, no, it's a good question, so it's just giving
But
you.
no,
Maybe on the
and
horizon.
so like the additional topic, so what's within is really the bare minimum to meet the state's growth management act in the old comp plan. On top of that, so that hasn't changed the comp plan rules since that last comp plan was approved. So
Okay.
Okay.
as far as the bare minimum standards go, that is similar, but there are the new initiatives that we try to pull in, so broadband, technology in general, climate change. I try to pepper in climate change within each section to show how it's applicable, rather than saying, here's the overall thing, it's showing how the environmental resources are gonna get degraded and how,
Well, if Sunday River can't make snow and they don't have water in the retention ponds, we could be severely impacted.
yeah,
So we should
exactly.
talk about climate change,
Yeah.
because that could be a major change for the whole community.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I like to do,
Please keep that in.
Your dad could be
Yeah.
made happy.
He'll be.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not, it doesn't matter.
He's never happy.
He's not happy.
Because if that happened, he would be mad about that being
There's no
gone,
snow.
and he
Yeah,
would have
he
to
would-
find something else to be mad about, and that would be.
Yeah,
okay.
but-
He's not happy unless he's mad, right?
Right.
Nobody
Yeah.
left the other day and I said, you can't be done yet, because we haven't made you upset to leave yet. But he laughed.
doesn't have
It's just
reason to
how it
storm out.
Yeah,
so,
Oh,
Like
he
to
gets,
do
he
something.
stops in here
Have to
and
be-
get it going and
yeah.
how the
I was like,
board
why don't you
goes.
just wait till he pays first before you lob him out of me, will ya?
He's
Makes
just,
it fun.
he's just one of those people. God
So
love
it
the
could
guy,
be,
but.
new sections could be technology, healthcare maybe,
yeah,
and then climate
absolutely.
change. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so,
Yeah.
like I said though, I mean, I've just come to putting the climate change within each one in the sense of, so like transportation, saying how road infrastructure and using specific, you know,
Well, we might have drone delivery from Amazon, so I mean, those are the things that you could really be impacted by, right?
Yeah.
Look out, Mindy.
are there any other specific, I feel like there's something specific that you might wanna be getting
No,
across and
I'm
I'm not.
throwing ideas out because like I said, I've read this, but I'm also like, maybe there's an example of a comprehensive plan of community in Maine that's
That's
been
what I was
written in the
thinking
last couple of
too.
years. I'd love to
Yeah.
like maybe,
I
Have
just
you
wrote
linked
Jay's
to
and it
that?
got approved last week, 2 weeks ago, and then I did Rangeley's too, so if you guys
is it
want,
online?
yeah,
Can you maybe send us a link to that? Cause I'd love to like scan it and review it to like just compare what could be coming up and then.
Yeah.
yeah,
be like-
Rangeley's would be a good one to have,
Yes,
because I
Yeah.
feel
Exactly.
like
similar.
we're
Yeah.
very similar in the,
exactly, so, and just so you know, this is, I use the same template to write Rangeley, so it
Yeah.
is like, you know, they're similar in the baseline requirements, but then you just take it to the next level, depending on what
Right.
town
Okay.
it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so, again, this one is really the basic one, and the other ones I get a little more into it, it's just kind of setting the foundation for the other chapters, is how I like to look at the population and demographics. But there's actually a website, once you submit your plan to be reviewed by the state for compliance and consistency with the state's growth management act, they post them all on this one website, so every town's comprehensive plan that submitted it recently is within there.
Oh,
So
nice.
even as I'm writing them, you bet I look through them,
Sure.
because they might have a good idea that I'm not thinking of. So
Right.
I'll definitely send that to you guys,
Yeah,
but,
that would be
cool.
great, cause
Yeah.
I'd love to read it, just to give like me,
because it
Thinking about
sets off
ideas,
those little
yeah.
bells, and I totally get that, because that's what I do. And I, just being that the
I'm missing
other,
those bells. Just kidding.
no, go bells,
At this time
That's
of
why we have
day,
you people.
maybe.
Thank you, thank you.
you're still there. Um,
well, I mean, Amazon drone delivery could be a reality for
That
the
just
remote
blew my
community.
mind. When
All
you
I
just said
wanted
that,
was
I was like,
cooking. I
They
just
could be
wanted,
like, we're not driving trucks up in there anymore.
no, because.
And then we're like, no way,
Yeah,
like, we're
yeah.
like, we wanna be.
I
Because
love our
Amazon
UPS
then is
guy.
gonna wanna have a building, a hub.
It's
you
so-
know, like
they-
somewhere
There's
not
so
far
many
from here.
things that
fast
could be
these days,
problematic
too.
about that, that
Like,
we
we're now-
wouldn't want as a community,
Yeah.
that you would need
Right.
to head off at the pass.
So randomly about that, I drove to Plymouth State University this weekend, and I think there's like a,
It's not,
whatever it is.
Yeah, I know.
One of those.
I call it Plymouth State, but it's not.
It is, it's
It's
Plymouth State, I think it's university now instead of
University,
college.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
well, I kept.
Plymouth, we went to
Yeah,
friggin'
that's
Plymouth.
true for me.
And we're driving and there's like, I can't remember if it was UPS or just random like nothing, right? Obviously you're driving down
Yeah,
93,
yeah.
it's trees, where the old man used to be on the mountain. And then there's like this big hub. You know,
Massive.
and Gage was like, could you imagine? And I was like, no.
No. No.
But
No.
we have to, we
But I
have to
mean,
think that
that's-
way, and
yeah.
that's a, it's a
That's
great point.
probably
Yeah.
coming, you
Like-
know?
Yeah,
to
all of
area.
that,
'Cause
And,
isn't, aren't they in negotiations in like Saco or Scarborough or somewhere?
Somewhere.
Somewhere
Yeah,
down
for
there.
Amazon.
There was a whole big
Amazon
thing on
thing.
the,
I can't remember what time.
maybe my package is in here.
and if it's not Amazon, it's something else, even
Oh,
just
yeah.
Amazon or
transportation.
Just the
UPS
next-
or,
yeah.
Transportation.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know what's gonna happen with busing, or, you know, whether or not people are gonna be flying in low,
Like the Jetsons.
Well,
I tried to explain to my
Yeah.
kid about the
Yeah.
Jetsons,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's not true.
by the
I
end
think
of
all
the
the
year,
time.
Elon is supposed to be
Yeah.
unveiling
I
a
was just gonna
flying
say.
car.
Yeah.
You know, like that's happening, like in
Yeah.
6 weeks, he's supposed to be
Yeah.
unveiling a flying car. So we've talked about a gondola that goes from Bethel to Newry. Is a company, is a startup gonna wanna open?
That was an April Fool's joke.
I know,
But it could, I'm,
Could happen.
but is there
yeah.
gonna be a company
Yeah.
that's going to wanna capitalize on shuttling people from point A to point B in a drone? You know,
Yeah.
a 40-person drone, you know, we don't know, like, how these things are gonna,
Applicability,
it's gonna
what
happen
is-
so fast.
Yeah, it is.
But can we work on cemeteries?
yeah.
It is. That
No,
always comes up.
seriously.
No, that always comes
Cemeteries
up.
are a freaking mess.
They
Yeah.
are, and.
I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
have
to
this
know.
map and it's grand and wonderful.
Yeah,
You walk over to that cemetery,
And
And
it's
it's
not,
not
it's
that
not
simple.
the same.
right.
somebody wants to buy a lot,
You don't
okay?
know what's
Oh,
available.
interesting.
And you've gotta find out where so-and-so's lot is. It's supposed to be a 16 by 16, but I don't know who measured it out because,
So the town cemetery is a resource that's managed by Newry.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I did ask somebody with a drone, could you fly over it, take a picture down?
Of that,
But he couldn't get it,
the whole thing.
the whole thing, like he thought I wanted. He never gave it to me, by the way.
Yeah.
But, you know, we need that. Cemeteries are a nightmare. When I was manager in Bethel, it was the same thing. And they got hell of a lot of
Everywhere, yeah, for
Yeah.
cemeteries are a huge
Yeah.
issue.
They
Yeah.
are.
And
And
junkyards, which I'm sure
Yeah,
you.
well, we don't have
We
a
don't
junkyard
have
thing,
those,
so,
well,
yeah.
we do, but we don't.
Yeah.
We
Good.
have some junkyards, we just don't
We
have
don't have it
junkyards.
ordered.
We don't have a
Not
pole.
official.
We don't have a,
Listen, if it's not like everybody's yelling about it, then it's not that bad. Cause those
Exactly.
other towns are like, and the junkyard,
Yeah.
so,
no, I just
Could be
think
worse.
cemeteries is something that,
yeah.
And if
And
you
honestly-
own the junkyard, then it's a salvage operation.
that's right. Well, hey, they make money off it, so go for it.
And I've just
Somebody
been,
has to do those things,
That's
so.
right.
Yeah.
That is an organized junkyard, so it's okay.
That's interesting, I didn't.
Yeah, cemeteries are a nightmare.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would fit in here at all,
Yeah.
but,
It should.
Well,
Yeah.
it should, I mean,
Because
because
it's part of
eventually
life.
we're gonna run out of room in our cemeteries.
well, we're
Yeah.
getting close.
And we're gonna
Yeah,
need
to be
to
honest.
make another one,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
and where?
yeah,
Good luck.
yeah.
right out back.
Probably,
I put in a note for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
And that's it, any things that I hear that could be relevant.
Big
I
field,
do.
right there, we don't
Yeah.
even do anything with it.
yeah, because I was just, you know, I
Yeah.
had to go meet a lady Friday on my day off at the cemetery, and she didn't know what they owned.
Yeah.
But yeah, cemeteries are fun.
I'm just gonna give you my card, cause I don't have your
Thank
email
you.
address yet. And it-
I think she's.
I think you should see my email address on the.
that you're in the
email
chain.
that-
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'm assuming you are as well.
Yeah,
Alright, well
Thank
then I
you.
won't give you a card for you to just
Thank
have
you.
to unnecessarily hold, and I'm sorry. Here's more paper.
Robin, did you meet
Um,
Heidi?
But well, I'll plan
Hi,
to
this
do,
is Robin.
Hi, Robin, nice to meet you.
Nice to
I'm
meet
Heidi
you.
Morales.
You
I'm on
all-
the planning board, so
I
I'm
just,
representing.
we know them all, so I just
the
think everybody
planning
knows
board
everybody.
members.
I just
Nice.
assume
Okay.
everybody knows
Yeah.
everything.
Good.
Yeah,
Like Anderson.
It's a pretty small town, it's usually a pretty big.
yeah, it is pretty safe.
Well, I didn't know if you have a pet, then you probably know Robin, but if you don't have a
I
pet.
do have a pet.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Rocco and Charlie.
Yeah,
I love that, yes.
Aurora.
Aurora.
Okay.
Yes.
I met you.
You
recently.
just be like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
this is how we bond.
That's right.
Do you know how many times if there's a dog someone finds, they text me, do you know this dog? And
I
was
bet.
like, no. I didn't.
You're the dog
Yeah.
representative for the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, well, we
representative.
had a dog show up at our place and, we called animal control and then we put it on Facebook and animal control took a really long time before they finally
They
got back
did.
to us. But we already had the dog back with its owner just
yeah,
by putting it on like,
Good
I don't know, whatever Bethel page it was or
Yeah,
something
we
that
found
somebody
your
was like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
so-and-so's
so-and-so's dog.
dog.
Somebody, our neighbor's dogs get out all the time and they always show up at our house. And if they don't, somebody picks them up and then brings them to me. And
'Cause
they're like, I
they-
found your dogs. And I was like, those
They're
are
not,
mine.
that
I
is
do know
great.
where they go,
Yeah.
but those are mine. And, please don't put dogs you don't know into your car with your baby. That seems
Yeah,
like a
that's
bad.
Yeah, no.
She's like, well, I thought they were yours. And I was like, doesn't matter. Please don't ever do that.
Don't do that. Yeah,
Yeah. So, that's how we know each other, by everyone's pet.
that's the best way to know each
Yeah.
other. So afterwards, I'm gonna send you guys that page that has all of the recently submitted
Nice.
comp plans,
Yeah.
if you wanna cruise through
That'd be
them.
great, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Rangeley's would probably be.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
most-
probably read more than one, but it'd be great to see
I'm
one.
like, listen, pick range
Yeah.
because it's
That's a lot of free
short,
time.
like,
Yeah.
it's pretty succinct, so
Yeah.
just.
Well, and I
yeah.
sort of
important.
feel like they're kind of a resort community.
They are very,
Yeah.
yeah,
As well, like more
Yeah.
so than Jay.
Honestly,
Which I
it's
guess I
not
would
a
consider a
good,
Milltown.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's
Yeah.
not really
They have,
what we have
Nope.
here.
no,
No.
they have other issues,
Yeah.
and you don't have those
Right,
issues, which is good, but
I
you
think
have
it's
other
important
ones.
to look at
Yeah.
other communities that are bringing in a huge influx of people from away.
Yes, and that's the thing is,
Yeah.
you know, so on top of Rangeley, there's, you know, statewide plans, so if you do
Right.
see another one where you're like, yeah, that area's pretty similar, check it out, they might have
Have
an
you done
interesting
anything
piece.
with,
Carabas.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, so
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
updating
they're
their
interesting.
plan
I thought they were.
right now,
Yeah,
they've been doing it for a while, and they're working with, Suzanne Paul from the Mussing Group. I'm working with them to give them, you know, my pieces, but it seems like they're kind of starting to wrap it up,
Yeah.
but not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But I can ask Suzanne for anything they have too,
yeah.
because
So
that's the other thing I work
Yeah.
on.
we're opposite of the coastal communities, but the coastal communities are the same, so I don't know if there's a coastal community.
That's what I was thinking with
I-
Old Orchard.
Right,
Beach
we're
is
just,
still
we're
the
just,
same
we're
stuff.
just backwards from them.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So-
It's
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
I come from Old Orchard Beach. so
I lived
that's
in
why,
Yeah.
Cape for a while,
you know,
so.
I was on
I
the,
grew up on Cape Cod, so.
okay.
you know.
And that-
I saw
yeah.
that day.
So you
It's
get
like
the,
good
yeah.
to compare with though,
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
because you know what's different, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That you can use the pieces that are similar,
Right.
pick them out.
Right, it's just a different time of the year.
That's it, it's a different time of year, different time of year.
Yeah, all our vacancies are in the winter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can say now, all their vacancies are.
Right.
Oh, yes, yeah, yeah, okay. So I'll send you guys that list, and like I said, I'm gonna keep working to get through this, but in the meantime, if you wanna email me and tell me the list of things that you think, you know, maybe take some of this stuff out, if you wanna wait and give it to me at next meeting, whatever way you prefer,
You want us to email you separately? I mean, because some of them might have a lengthy. or-
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
that's fine.
It doesn't have to be filtered through.
Yeah, exactly, you could just, and
Feel free to,
as you, they know, I send really long emails with a lot of
I
information.
think I shared them all today. I
So
tried to
feel
find them all.
free to like, just say, there's sometimes I get like 2-page emails and
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta think about this for like a day before I even
Right.
answer.
Yeah.
But send me whatever, I'm always happy to get more information, data resources, even if you're like, this is a thing that happened and we wanna make sure it's in there and I don't wanna
Yeah.
forget. Send me, you know?
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I'm open,
Everybody's
you know,
on the same page.
as you can tell, I'm pretty down for
Pretty
whatever.
easy,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Pretty easy.
Whatever.
Robin, we changed a meeting.
We
Okay.
did, and I even started a draft email to be like,
Oh,
let me
okay.
tell Robin.
Good
Oh,
job.
I did.
We're still meeting
Yeah, wow.
December 8th, which is the second Monday in December,
Okay.
but in January, we moved it to
The
the
fifth.
first Monday,
Yeah.
which is the 5th.
January 5th.
January.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say,
Thank you, Barb.
most
Thank you.
other comp plan committees do an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we wanna do an hour? Do we wanna
Yeah.
say 1 to 2 hours and however?
I say we say 1 to 2,
Yeah.
but I'm fine with
I
if
feel
it
like a
happens,
lot of
you
it's
know.
reading outside of this meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come with stuff.
And I don't wanna read through it to you in the meeting,
No.
cause it'll just sound bad and you won't even understand what I'm saying. So it's like, you want
I'm
time
just
to
tuning
read
out,
it.
you know.
Yeah, yeah, so,
But-
You want me to, yeah.
Thank you.
No, I totally agree with that, and just,
Yeah.
you know, in everybody's interest, cool, we can go longer if we need to, but
Yeah.
don't
Right.
feel the need to drag it out.
Yeah, we don't have to go.
Exactly, exactly.
Can I just ask one basic question? We're making a comprehensive plan, we're gonna recommend that maybe we get more medical things, but
Yep.
how do we get that to happen? We can't get it to happen. I mean, are there grants? I mean, how can we get the Bethel Health Center to expand or have more doctors or get a health center? We don't have any control of that, it's a business and they have to make money. So it's, we just put it in the plan and then hope? I mean,
Yeah, but does
Yeah,
the
That's
state
essentially
have
what
any
the
involvement in
comprehensive
that?
it's just a
Yeah,
hope.
It's just
a
a
hope
hope,
chest.
or
It's
a
hope
vision
chest.
that you
State
hope
vision
will
hope.
happen.
But
Okay.
I think that there should be like, I mean, to me, it seems like you could go to your state legislature and say, here's something that we'd really like you to consider for our community. Here's our top 5 takeaways from our comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
And you advocate for those with your state representatives,
Which
so
is
that.
Which
it
is,
builds
yeah,
from
which
a-
is exactly what Erica said, when in this plan, we, you know, if, when we get to
Yeah.
that point later on, we can be
Like
like, no,
if
we put
everybody in
this
the
in our
survey says
plan.
we need bike lanes on Route 26, then that's something that will go, that information will be
Yeah.
delivered to the state and DOT the next time they're doing work in this area, that will come up
Yeah.
and it'll be a consideration. So I think the same plays
For
with,
the medical.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that it would behoove us to like, go to the Bethel Health Center and have a conversation saying,
Yeah.
hey, we expect our senior population to increase, they would like to have local health care coverage. If you're considering this or hiring a physician, maybe please talk to us about
yes.
options
Yeah.
that we could have input on. I don't know, I mean, you can have those.
Something like that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm winging it off the top of my head.
No,
but we
I,
could-
and I
any of
think
these
it's
things
important,
because
and,
we
you
have
know,
them in the
Stevens
Right.
Memorial is currently involved in Newry, and, you know, trying to involve them somehow in staying as opposed to pulling out, and growing with this
Yeah.
community instead of,
And if there's
pulling
chess
away.
pieces that are happening where Sunday River might be changing their clinic, their mountain clinic, and
Right.
people relied on those resources, then we should pull that out of our back pocket and say, look at, this is a change in our community that is impactful. Maybe
Right.
we can actually make steps forward to like counterbalance it somehow.
right.
Is
And I'd
there
like to
a
find out
way?
why they're changing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a big question.
Well, it's all,
it's money driven.
you already
Yeah,
know,
that's
it's all about the dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
that's,
the other thing
I
is,
love
we have, subdivisions are all supposed to have fire suppression.
Mhm.
State of Maine,
Just did away with it.
yeah,
So they don't need to have hydrants?
not hydrants.
No, in
sprinklers.
sprinklers, yeah.
They just did away with it?
The state did. And they don't think about the small towns, the mountaintop places, or any of this stuff.
Where there's no full-time
Where there's no
fire
fire
department.
times, fire departments.
So they're not making,
They're not helping.
I can tell you something even
like,
scarier.
the hotels and stuff have fire?
I think hotels probably have to,
Yeah.
but we had it,
Yeah.
Units, but it's not.
but we had, you know, like a subdivision, you did
Okay.
one up on top, like the one at Mount Will.
Yeah.
They all had to be sprinkled, that was what Newry had
Yeah.
set for. So now the state has taken that away, so we can't
we can't
mandate
enforce
that
that.
those people have it. But
Right.
yet they're gonna, who are they gonna come after when their house is on fire?
That it
Yeah.
is.
Well, it's
and
terrifying.
That
It's
is
what
what
it
kills
is.
me.
Your local
Was it for
ordinance
certain
doesn't
size units?
supersede
Because I mean,
state.
when we built, we didn't have no
Yeah,
sprinklers in my.
Subdivision.
Actually
So-
have.
okay.
If it's in a
Yeah.
This-
subdivision.
That's gonna affect us.
So
Yeah.
I put together these little guidance things for when I had planning day last week.
Yes,
and
I didn't go, but.
I don't blame you. It be your fault, okay? It's okay. I won't blame you.
Joelle would.
That's going
She
to my,
did. She,
that's
Joelle
going to
did.
my select board's meeting Wednesday night.
All right, and I was gonna say, and I'm sure she already got these. Did
She
Joelle?
did.
Yeah,
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 I
she did.
didn't have it for here, but.
You got these too? Okay. The main one is gonna be LD 1829. Part
Is that
of,
the 3
Do you want one
units
of those?
per-
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
have-
Yeah, we
not
did,
every-
Yeah.
so I have this one is 427 and 997. The main one is 1829. I have that on my desktop and I can email that to you guys, but I'll get these two on here.
Yes.
Don't you want more paper, Mandy?
I have them.
Okay.
Okay.
These two. So these ones aren't gonna
We don't know
be
what day it is, okay?
as
It's
much.
Polish,
You'll
probably.
probably get up tomorrow morning.
You're welcome. So the big thing that everybody's like, and I know I'm a little bit freaking out about for places like Rumford, is that the minimum lot size, if you have public water and sewer now, is 5,000 square feet.
Jesus.
tiny.
Is that quarter acre?
No,
Not
No,
even.
no.
Not even.
Not even.
And you
It's half
can't,
of, it's
Yeah.
half.
and
But
you
you have to have
can only
public
report
water.
Less than eighth.
You have to have public water and sewer. So the places that don't have public water and sewer are a little bit safer, but where you have that is big.
Yeah.
That's huge density.
Yeah, huge. So a lot of places, I'm like, okay, this is gonna, a lot's changing quickly.
So how is this gonna affect Region 9 with their new building that is not on the water from, by Walmart down to the Region 9, because they can't open this building?
Because they don't have enough
They don't
There's
have
not
enough
enough
water
water
pressure.
water pressure.
So now this whole, they got this grant for this building
Yep.
to expand their
Welding and something else.
culinary arts,
Yeah.
was it, or something? I don't know.
Oh,
But
that's
now
crazy, they don't even have the water
And now,
capacity?
and now the
they-
building has been finished, and now the fire department will not
Won't
sign
sign
off.
off.
Yeah, the
on
fire
it.
chief won't.
Somebody's gonna get sued,
After-
because they
Oh,
signed off
my
saying that there
God.
was
The
gonna be
plans
enough
were
pressure.
okay.
And there was enough pressure.
There
Now
was
the
enough.
fire department says no, the fire chief.
Oh, that's just,
What
So
kind of
how-
building is it?
It's at Region 9, it's for welding and I can't remember what else, it's a
So
huge
it's
building.
school?
It's a
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, it's a school building.
It's a trade school.
It's a trade school.
So how is
that
that?
tomorrow,
Yes,
You know,
how is
like-
that gonna affect?
yeah.
And then they put all these other houses
Houses.
on that same system,
Yep,
and that water's never
And
gonna
the
get
thing
to that
that's-
region line.
So what's been hard with all the legislative changes, it's like, they're like, cool, let's change ordinances, hopefully there'll be more housing. And then there wasn't enough to react to LD 2003, so let's strip off more. But we have to think about the implications
Yeah.
of that, and the water and land use, like 5,000 square feet, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I want a 5,000 square foot lot.
no,
I like my privacy on
Yeah.
my land, so,
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's good in certain
areas,
areas.
yes.
yeah.
I totally.
Not
get
everybody
that.
wants 5 acres. Or 10
Exactly,
acres. Not
exactly.
everybody wants that.
And if you're in the downtown, there's public water and sewer, that's great,
But you're
to
turning every
mandate
house
that,
lot into a.
Into a
cluster,
4-house lot.
Yeah,
You know?
every one, yeah.
yeah.
So at least you guys don't have public water and sewer, because that would have a big caveat
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But those are also the changes
Changes.
that are coming, which is just tenfold of everything else we already said, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's the scary
So
bit.
our legislatures don't always work in our favor.
I have
And-
complained a lot to the state in the
Yeah.
last year, because
Yeah.
someone has to say it for the small towns, and I'm like, not everybody is Portland. The
No.
towns in my region, none of this is applicable to them, you know,
Right.
so
Yeah,
I try to
I mean, we
stand
put
up.
in those sprinkler system ordinance for a reason.
It's like
Because we can't
safety,
get there from
it's
here,
life safety.
or quickly,
Yeah.
you know.
Right, I mean, our
It's like-
average,
It's going to burn down.
if there's a building on fire, probably our average response time is 30 minutes,
Yeah.
Maybe a little less, but.
depending
Depending
on
on
where
where it was.
it is.
Yeah.
Is it a weekday or a week?
Where
Yeah.
the
Right,
Yeah,
volunteer firemen are.
right.
Yeah,
yeah, how long does it take
Right.
to
Right.
winter?
is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because if there's a fire way up here, you know, let's
Yeah.
say at a branch road, whatever,
yeah,
you know, and half the fire department has to come from Sunday River in a snowstorm
Yeah.
to the branch road, I mean,
takes time.
they gotta
Yeah.
stop what they're doing, they gotta go to Sunday River Fire Station, then they gotta drive all the way here, I mean,
It's,
it's not
takes
quick.
time.
I mean, we have a
Yeah.
station here, and we have 2 people on this side that can
I
respond
wanna
from this
like
side.
bring that specific piece up.
But people, a lot of people think when they have a sprinkler system,
'cause
and there's a
that's-
fire, they think it's gonna be, the whole system's going off.
Yeah, it's just that,
It's just that one room,
Yeah.
that one where the problem is. It's
Yeah.
not the
Right,
whole
because
house.
it's, you don't
It's that
wanna
one.
water damage the entire house for.
Right, that's why you have a sprinkler system for this room, and it wouldn't go off in my office.
yeah.
You guys trying to talk me into putting a sprinkler system in my.
To be honest, you would be
Yes,
smart.
you should.
If I built a house
Yep.
today, I would put one
You
in.
would.
Yeah,
It's not that, I mean, it's expensive, I'm sure, but it's, think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's going to price that out
Yeah.
tomorrow.
what did I say,
already-
$5 grand
I
or
mean,
something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if
why-
the whole house is gonna burn down,
Yeah, I mean, and I don't blame it on the firemen, because you gotta get people that wanna, or can,
That's such a
Do
good
that.
point though, with
Well,
them.
right, and then
taking
you
away
think about our aging
Aging
population, so
population.
now we're
Yeah.
gonna have
the- all of
Yeah.
that
and
together.
they have
is
80-year-old firemen.
80-year-old firemen out there.
What the hell, they,
you know,
but,
yeah,
Exactly.
it is true.
but we have how many people on the fire department? 9?
More than 10. I made 10 hats and it wasn't enough.
Wow.
Now that's gonna change us in another department. Swish, shush.
Robin, does
I think they're clean.
does your house have sprinklers?
No, my house is not actually.
What year did you build?
We finished and moved in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my house was built in the eighties, no shot at,
No.
no.
Mine was built in the seventies and
But I've,
never been tested though.
yeah,
It's in there, it's in there.
But it's there.
Yeah.
1850, you win.
No,
No
Walter
go.
wins.
Like that.
What year's your
I'm
house
on the
built in?
Saco
Oh,
River,
Harlem
I
is
mean, on the
1790.
Sunday
Oh,
River,
yes.
and
Yeah,
Allen's
cool.
my neighbor.
Cause he's got the oldest house in
I
town.
mean, not my
So you're
neighbor.
pretty lucky.
I'm
Yes.
like, Allen's over here, the
That's
firehouse is over here,
That
and
thing's
the
going
river's
up
right
like
here.
Yeah.
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 I mean, the only reason my house has a sprinkler system is because my grandparents had two houses.
Because our house burned.
Hey, you were like, you know what, we're not doing it again.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because I remember when we were coming home from New Hampshire, and we never went anywhere, and we were coming home from our friends in Jefferson, New Hampshire, we're driving up the road, and my dad says, oh, Carlene's got another chimney fire.
And you're like,
And we're like, oh, okay, we get there, and it wasn't Carlene's house, and
It
it
is
wasn't
yours.
Boots's house, but Brooks's mom, and it was, oh my God, it was our house, and I was 5. So Dad went to open the door, and Dad went,
yeah,
and then, because we had a dog, needless to say, we didn't have a dog, so we moved into my grandparents' house up the street. And there's a big old barn, and we were getting ready for school, this was in April, our house burned in February. And I remember sitting in the car crying, holding the dog, another dog, no, I was sitting on, I must have been holding a dog, I can't remember
Yeah, you
exactly.
always said you were
Sounds
Holding a dog, sitting on a pile of clothes, because Mother was trying to get Grandpa out because he was blind.
oh,
The barn had started on fire. So when I was crying, because I thought I was gonna miss the school bus.
yeah, it was.
That's what you should be worried
That's what you should
about.
worry about when your house is on fire.
Yeah, so then we,
The ration.
my parents got land down here, where Mandy lives now, and
Yeah.
where I grew up. We lived in a mobile home, and Mom went to light the gas stove. My sister and I were in the house, and it went poof, so my sister and I went poof, we went out, we didn't go poof, but we ran like hell.
Yeah, I was
because
gonna
Mom told
say,
us to get out.
You knew you were gonna, so you
Yeah,
ran.
yeah. So I do not use gas stoves, I hate lighting the gas grill to this day.
I don't blame you.
I am
So-
putting in induction
Yeah,
cooktop.
yeah.
I don't want the gas.
Yeah, I don't like gas, I don't like it at all, so.
That's why.
And that would be why I have a sprinkler system in my house.
That would be,
Exactly.
actually has a sprinkler system,
Yeah.
yes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I see a fire at a house, your heart just goes boom. And
Yeah,
I was driving home one time and a little camp, Moore's old camp across from the Pie Lady, that, an abandoned camp.
Ah.
I'm driving home and it's like, oh my God, that's on fire. Oh my God, that's on fire, I gotta call somebody.
Yeah.
That's one of those that you shouldn't have called, you should've just let the damn thing burn
Yes.
down, because it wasn't worth the headache.
That's
Took a
what
long
my
time
dad
to get it
used to
cleaned up,
say.
but,
He's passed now, but he said,
Yeah.
just wait a few minutes, because it's gonna be a whole lot of work, because they don't want you to restart the thing,
thing.
Amy. So just let her go, he said.
yeah,
that is
but
it's really funny.
yeah.
I jokingly
Yeah.
say that to the kids at the brew pub when I leave early.
If
I'm
it's-
like, if it catches on
Just
fire,
wait a
wait a
little
solid 15, because I'm not coming in early tomorrow to clean smoke damage, so we can
No.
open at 4.
Yeah.
So that's always our big joke,
Let her
so
go.
maybe I should stop
Yeah.
joking about that.
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
like, yeah, so it's like, yeah. This is how life is here, small town, Newry, Maine.
Yeah.
But wasn't it in
Yeah.
Upton or somewhere that had like a big fire that a long time ago and the fire department couldn't get there in time and like all the houses burned?
Wiped
Oh
out
my
the town,
God.
Well,
Where
we
was it?
would have burned on,
Upton.
Yeah.
Was it Upton?
Yeah.
I remember my dad telling me
we
about it.
absolutely would have burned on Timberline if it wasn't for the snowpack that year that the house went.
Yeah.
I was there, we would have all gone.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that one was a really intense fire.
Yeah, I think it's creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Or
we
the
had,
tavern burn, and then Norman's.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, that fortunately was in the winter
Yeah.
and there was snowpack.
Yeah.
It was a
A
huge
fire
snowpack, but
This
that was the
summer,
only
in the
reason
middle of
it
summer,
didn't.
Yeah.
would have been
Yeah.
catastrophic
Yeah.
for anywhere in
Yeah.
the state.
Yeah.
to-
So that's really good about the climate, because we need to have
Yeah.
things like this type of
Yeah.
information in the.
Yeah,
Yeah, because, I mean, people don't wanna put in the fire plugs, and they
Yeah.
don't wanna put in the, you know.
well, you have to maintain your fire
Yeah.
department.
Yeah.
regularly,
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we're gonna call our scuba team that we
Yeah,
have
somebody thought we had a scuba team.
on call. They called me and said, can you please call your scuba team that you have and come clean up the fire pond? And I said, you hold on just 1 minute. Okay.
yeah, you had to take like a pause to be like,
Yes.
that actually just happened, okay.
In this state has a scuba team,
I don't think any of them do, because when I worked in Bethel, we had to get Angevine Pond cleaned out, and we had to get a guy a
That's
scuba
what,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
Well, A, he didn't have insurance, so we couldn't hire him, but it was very hard to find somebody that
We'll
does
do
that.
it, yes, cause it's come up
Yeah,
pretty
so that
high
must be
here too.
Yeah.
in bigger municipalities,
Yeah.
must have like somebody.
Somebody
They
somewhere,
have
but
a on-call
we couldn't find one.
Team, I mean, the ones that I work with.
Well, I
Yeah.
think like in big cities, they do have, I'm thinking like Boston, Chicago.
Yeah, yeah.
Places like that, I would assume like the fire department probably
They do, it's right,
has.
the fire
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have
I mean,
like
growing
that.
up on Cape Cod,
Yeah.
they have,
Right,
I bet.
the emergency response,
Right.
stuff. So they have a lot of, tons of ponds and lakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw that
interesting.
ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's different, that's Coast Guard. But
yeah,
Oh,
but
all
yeah,
the ponds,
All the
were-
special funds.
yeah.
Yeah.
fire department,
Right.
Okay.
they had a boat and scuba.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that here,
We didn't,
but some people think we do.
Yeah.
but I
Does our
said,
fire
okay
department have
guys,
a
where's the scuba gun?
Bethel has a boat,
Bethel has a
we don't have
Yeah.
it.
We don't, we have
We have
the,
mutual aid.
but we have the snowmobile thing.
Yeah, we have the sled, and we have a, the
The
ATV.
ATV.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really have any bodies of water here.
The boat.
We have beer.
We have 2 rivers.
I mean, they're this deep.
No.
Oh, no.
Or they're
Oh,
over the
somebody
top of
fell
the
in
covered
it.
bridge.
Right.
You ever
Not
been
too
to the
long
deep
ago.
well?
Yeah, have you been?
Well, when the guy fell at Scroga Falls
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
this year,
This year. Or Brenda fell off the bank.
yeah,
Yeah, did they have to float the guy down Squatter Falls? Like,
well, they had to work to get him out.
300 feet or
And
something
our guys
like that.
technically, shut up, Brenda, don't record me. I shouldn't have gone in the water,
Yeah.
that's what I made.
Yikes, that's so scary.
That's so, yeah, yeah. But you did what you had to.
Yeah.
Crazy town.
All right, on that note,
So I'm done with all my horror stories,
I
but I think,
need to hear the town things while I'm here, so I feel I'm like,
yeah,
and
Cemeteries, fire
Cemetery.
ponds,
I said, yeah.
sprinkler systems.
Yeah.
Scuba team.
We need a
Let's
scuba
put
team.
down the word
I wanna put that in
HVAC.
there, we are gonna aim for a scuba
I'll get
team.
hold of somebody.
All right, great. And
And
again,
I'm gonna call them anyway.
okay, perfect.
Did you see there was a link to
Partnership.
see the
Yeah,
results
Just
of
a-
I'm really happy you
Yeah,
brought
I
that
do
up.
like how you say that, because that's.
Yeah.
It's really,
Yeah, I'll
it's a
send it to you.
mutual
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
relationship.
It got very-
that
Yeah.
with
Yeah, we
the
looked at it
town
today.
and the
I agree.
residents.
And this is
Yeah, it was in an email.
Read that
A couple of emails.
without,
ago.
yeah.
But we have 10 more days.
Like that.
Are we getting more
For the
people?
survey, right? We said-
Yeah, since our last meeting, there's been like
I
30
30 more
people.
people.
We'll have.
Well, you know what
Yeah.
it is.
So we
Yeah,
have
it's a form.
It's great, no, yeah,
426.
you'd be really
I've never had any.
happy.
That is amazing.
And
Yeah.
Erica is like super excited about that.
I'll send it to
We
you,
have
and the link
425
is,
residents, 426 is going
ongoing,
out.
so.
No,
Yeah.
because it
So-
could be
Yeah.
anybody.
When you-
Oh, that's
when
true.
you
They
log
don't
in.
have to-
There was like, I think
Yeah.
they said
I keep
107,
forgetting
No,
that.
Yeah.
179, I think.
Did you
Are the
about
residents-
residents.
Good.
Surprising that
That's
you
still
looked
good.
at the results?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Thanks for joining the committee.
What was it last meeting that we were,
Now she gets
there were so many
back to work.
comments about.
Somebody
I'm sorry.
made a comment to me that everybody wanted more restaurants, which
Yeah,
we all
that
thought was
was-
a little.
More restaurants.
We did
So they
that.
overwhelmingly wanted
Who's
to
gonna work
protect the
Exactly.
natural
As an
aesthetic
industry.
of the Bear River.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think we should have a dojo. I don't know whether.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
kung fu
There's any
classes
place to
in
go
this
to.
town.
They wanted that indoor
There
tennis.
I
wasn't
got
there.
yeah, indoor tennis.
One person wanted an indoor tennis.
Yeah, you and I are-
Yeah.